What's up, people? How we doing? For real, we're gonna wait about 2 minutes, and then we're going to get this live started. Give some people time to get involved here. That's interesting. Never saw that before. What's up, Mr. Cunningham? Let me know when you pop in. When you pop in, we're going to talk about today. I know there's a lot of things going on. I know a lot of people are talking about Kobe Bryant, but today is, Monday. Today is Monday. What's up, Scott Anglin? How you doing, man? Today is Monday. So on Mondays, we talk about our goals. We talk about manifesting things, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I know many people want to discuss, you may want to discuss something different, but that's what we talk about on Mondays. Because Mondays is about getting for most people, this is the first day of the week for them. This is the first day that they get started in their week. They go back to work. We want to really talk about you getting to work. But the biggest work that we need to worry about, the biggest work we need to take care of is ourselves. If anything, if you take nothing from, what happened with Mr. Bryant, and we're not going to discuss this in great detail, may use a couple of things here and there just based on what he was able to accomplish, is that what you want to do for your life, man, if you don't start doing it now, if you keep waiting, what are you waiting for? What are you really waiting for? To build the life that you really want. I mean, what is it? I challenged people, and I want to see if people would do this right here. I challenged people a month ago. Hey, Cornelia. I challenged people a month ago to join my Facebook page or even on YouTube. And what are your goals? What are your goals for the next 12 months? 12 months. That's not even a long time. It's 12 months. That's not even really a time frame to really build some goals. We're gonna discuss that in a few minutes. But I challenge people to do that. You know how many people actually were bold enough to put their goals out there? Zero. I'm the only person that hundreds of people listened to the video. Hundreds of people was on Instagram and they, saw it. But I challenge people, list your goals. Because when you list your goals out and you put them out in public, now other people become what? They become your accountability partners. And that was part of the idea, is for people to become accountability partners to each other as far as what your goals are. But no one was willing to put their goals out there. So one of my goals was to get my real estate license, which I accomplished about 3 weeks ago. All right? You missed the post? All right. Well, you ain't got to work. Put it out here now, Cornelia. Matter of fact, anybody, if you're bold enough, what are your goals for the next 12 months? Still upcoming, even though I've accomplished one of my goals, I'm about to accomplish another one next month. I still have the goal of reopening my gourmet popcorn shop I'm in a commercial kitchen right now. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cornelia congratulated me for getting my real estate license. Uncle Renz Popcorn is in a commercial kitchen right now. So it's not open to the public. Before this year is out, before 12 months happen, it will be in a storefront. But this time, it'll be in the right type of storefront because I know better of what I'm doing when it comes to this industry. Now, if I were to open up a gym again, I can open up a gym anywhere. It doesn't matter. Location doesn't matter. But I realized that a gourmet popcorn shop, the location matters more than I thought. I knew it mattered, but not as much as it really matters. So, one of my goals this year is to reopen the gourmet popcorn shop. All right, and all this is going to tie into what you have to do in order to make this manifest. Right? If you don't commit yourself to what I'm about to tell you, it's not going to work. Okay, I'm currently learning. I got to put the reading glasses out to read this stuff. I'm currently learning. Cornelia, she's been bold, brave. I'm currently learning how to sew. By the end of 2020, I am going to be sewing my own clothes, not shared for and she hasn't shared this goal publicly. That's one person who was willing to share their goals. I appreciate that. Can somebody, yeah, well, Facebook works. I see one person's comment. But people are afraid to share their goals because we're afraid of what people may say about it, if people are going to be positive about it. Uh, if you're not positive about other people and their goals, then this isn't, my pages aren't for you. Right? If you bring in about the negativity, my pages really aren't for you. I'm more likely to ban you, block you. Like there are people that I have literally banned and blocked from Facebook and YouTube simply because they don't understand that the body feeds more on positive energy than negative energy. And when people are putting out their goals, they're opening up a part of themselves to share. They're being a bit vulnerable because when you open up and share what your goals are, you're telling the world, this is what I'm looking to achieve. You're putting out into the ether what you're looking to achieve. And so many people will come at you negative first, right? They will come at you negative. I know that's why Cornelia was scared. And because of that negativity, you never get to experience it. Because of that negativity, you never experience it. It never manifests because you get caught up into those people negativity, right? But let's go ahead and get started because I'm going to cut this. I got an appointment at 10 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and get started really on what you have to do. If you 2020, I was telling people before this year started that you're going to hear every speaker, preacher, pastor, medium, everybody was going to be coming out. 2020 is the year of clarity, and 2020 is where you get your, you're going to manifest some things in 2020. Life is going to be grand in 2020, right? You're going to get clear, you're going to be able to see things in 2020. Finding a second source of income, that's outstanding. Luther, that's outstanding. 12-month goal is to better my credit. All right, and I'm glad you said 12 months because it's going to lead into one of the things I'm about to say. 12 months to better your credit. Too many people are looking for the quick fix. So to get started, one of the first things that you have to do in order to manifest anything is that you have to have patience. You have to have patience. I remember a long time ago hearing Les Brown tell a story about the Chinese bamboo tree. And then I went and researched it to make sure that that's actually how it works. Basically, the way a Chinese bamboo tree works is that if you plant it in the soil, the seed of a bamboo tree, you plant it into the soil. You have to constantly fertilize and water that seed every day. Every day. You can't skip a day. A Chinese bamboo tree has to be watered and fed nutrients every day for 5 years before it ever breaks the ground. Not every day for 5 years and it's breaking the ground and it's growing. No, every day, 5 years, and it doesn't even break the surface of the earth. It doesn't even show itself. You don't have any gratitude for what it is. So imagine a person who is watering, like you've never heard of this, you've never seen this, you've never experienced this before, but it's the first time, and somebody is telling you, hey, this is the seed of the bamboo tree, right? Plant it into the ground. And every day for 5 years, you got to feed it and you got to water it. You got to give it fertilizer, you got to water it. And this person is doing it. But yet, they're not seeing the benefit. They get no benefit day after day after day. 1 year, no benefit. 2 years, no benefit. 3 years, no benefit. 4 years, still no benefit. It is not until sometime in that 5th year that the bamboo tree actually breaks the ground. Now, let's be real. Let's be honest. For most people, if you have a goal, if you have something that you want to achieve, and you're in your way, you're feeding it, you're going out and doing it, you're participating in it, but you don't see results, how long will it take for you to give up on that goal? How long will it take you to quit? How long will it take you to say, nah, that's not for me? Let's be honest. How long? Because while you're thinking about that, let me tell you. So I started Uncle Renz Popcorn back in 2012. The first 6 months was really rough, actually. The building where I was in wound up being condemned. I moved to a second location. The second location was great. It was phenomenal. Then I made some pretty big mistakes. right? I hired way too many people. I had a staff of like 11 or 12 people, and that was costing me a lot. Then I had 3 months where the income was down, and then the Publix in that plaza closed. It went bad. And then for the next 5 years, it struggled. For the next 5 years, I was barely making the ends meet. I opened up bad location after bad location after bad location, and none of them were profitable. Most people were telling me to quit. Most people were saying, how long are you going to keep doing it? Most people kept saying that, but see, what they didn't realize is that I had an image in my mind. I have a seed of an image in my mind of what this can be and what this is, right? And I kept feeding that. Yeah, I was learning lessons. I was like, oh, see, I put it in Marietta, but the plaza is elevated. And when people are driving on the street and if the plaza is elevated, their eyes don't look up. People drove that street daily, never seeing me. I learned about how difficult it is to get in and out. It plays a big role on whether or not somebody's going to come to your store. Whether or not you have enough parking plays a big role. You know, other type of businesses that have people like, you would think, oh, if you're in a plaza with a Starbucks, that's great. It's anchored by Starbucks. No, people come to Starbucks and they sit there for like 4, 5, 6 hours taking up parking space. And if you don't have enough parking space, the other people who just want to come in, grab your product and leave, they don't stop because they can't get parking. I paid money for a survey to be done, and 4,500 people in a 1 mile radius said that they tried to come, but they couldn't simply because they couldn't get parking. Couldn't get parking. What's up, Trey? How you doing? Carl, how you doing? If I miss your name on when you popped up, hey, how you doing, everybody? So many people kept telling me to quit, to give up, to not do it. This is the same way I can imagine if I planted bamboo seeds and I kept walking over and I kept watering, and what it looks like I'm watering is just dirt. If I kept making sure there was no weeds coming around that area, people would be like, what are you weeding? You're just weeding dirt. You're not creating anything. And if I did that for year after year after year after year, people will probably start looking at me and saying, you're crazy, you're wasting your time, you're putting out all that energy and all that time, but you're not getting the results that you claim. You said you planted a bamboo tree, but I don't see a bamboo tree at all. I don't see one at all. And what happens? After 5 years of planting a bamboo tree, it finally breaks the earth, right? Now, when a bamboo tree breaks the earth, in 6 weeks, it will grow 90 feet. In 6 weeks, it will grow 90 feet. So let me ask you a question. Polo said you should always add 6 months to when you're doing the goal. Add more time. I agree. Don't even put a whole lot of time. Don't emphasize the time so much. But did the bamboo tree grow 90 feet in 6 weeks? Or did the bamboo tree grow 90 feet in 5 years and 6 weeks? How long did it take the bamboo tree to grow 90 feet? I want to hear your answers. I know you already know in your mind. I already know you can hear it. You know what it is. You know what the answer is. How long did it take for the bamboo tree to grow 90 feet? Did it take 5 years? Did it take 6 weeks? What did it take for it to grow? Oh, y'all don't want to answer? Y'all want to be quiet now? Come on, I want to hear your answers. Because I'm going to tell you, let me put it like this. The business that I had before I owned Uncle Renz Popcorn, right? What's up, Milo? The business I owned before Uncle Renz Popcorn was UC Fitness. UC Fitness. I like these U's I see. But these UC Fitness, Under Construction Fitness. I started this company in 2003. I traveled from client house to client house to client house to client house. When I first started, I was working in a gym, and then I was taking clients outside the gym. I was working hours and hours and hours and hours. I kept going, and I kept working. And people were like, a personal trainer, you have a degree in IT. Why are you wasting your time as a personal trainer? You have an IT degree. Get you another IT contract. Get you another IT job. Kenneth says 5 years. You're right. But I kept grinding at it because I could see a vision of owning a gym. I could see a vision of having personal training studios, right? So then all of a sudden, I'm working. Then I got this one client. After a year, I got this one client, right? And this one client, I got her results in 6 months, and she promoted me like nobody's business. And I went from literally, I went from being on pace to make $30,000 in a year as a personal trainer to making $90,000 in a year as a personal trainer. One client. That one client broke the ground for me. That one client, I did my due diligence with every client. I gave them, I worked with them, they all achieved their goals, they gave me recommendations, they did all that. But then this one person broke the ground, and I went from 30,000 to on pace for 90,000 in 1 month because of this one client. Now, once I broke the ground and I sprouted like that, one of those clients that she recommended me to, this client all of a sudden gets me into the downtown community. Now I'm training at 1010 West P Street. I'm training down there. Then from there, I get a free gym. I get a gym that I don't even have to pay for down there. And I get to run a gym down there and put employees in that space. Then from there, I got another client down at 600 West P Street. And I get a free gym at 600 West P Street. And I get employees running down there. And then one of my other clients recognizes what's going on and says that, hey, I know your credit is not where you want it to be. And I know you don't have the money. But I'm going to back you with my credit and my money to open up a gym. And they backed me, and I opened up a gym in 2006. 2006, I opened up a gym. I run that gym until I sold it in 2010. I sold all 3 parts in 2010. Right? But it took 3 years of grinding, 3 years of watering, 3 years of fertilizing before I broke ground. And then from that 1 year of breaking ground in 2006, everything exploded. And I grew tremendously to be able to sell that gym in 2010. But everybody who's answering 5 years, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. The bamboo tree doesn't break ground for 5 years, but you constantly got to keep watering that tree. You constantly got to keep providing for it. And when you do that, when it breaks ground, it explodes. It grows faster than you can imagine. What I'm telling you is that whatever goal you have to keep it in your mind without failure for sometimes 5 years. You have to keep watering it and feeding it for 5 years. What that means is you got to keep doing the work. Too many times we sit back and we say that, oh, I just got it in my mind. I'm just going to, pray about it. I'm just going to meditate about it. And then it will somehow manifest itself. Right? Thank you, Milo. That it'll just manifest itself. Now, I will say the first thing you do need to do is to get it clear in your mind. Get a clear image of what it is. And I know that it's not the easiest thing for some people to do. It's not the easiest thing for some people. Sometimes you got to sit back and you're trying to imagine it. Like if there's a business you want to open, a store that you want to have, you may have to imagine, you may have to see it in your mind, but then you get this negative thought that pops in. You get the ideas that people are saying that it can't happen, or the idea that, the world ain't gonna let you do this, or the world ain't gonna let you do that. And so you have this negative thought in your mind, but you got to get rid of that one. You got to start over and get back to that positive image in your mind. Remember, one of the first things I said is that you feed better off positivity than negativity. So all the negative words, all the negative naysayers, you got to get those out of your mind so that you can sit and be able to sit for at least 2-3 minutes and have a clear picture of what it is that you want to have. If there's a body image that you have for yourself, have a clear image of that and keep it in your mind constantly. It's great to have your vision board, but keep it in your mind, in your third eye. You got to see it. You got to be able to close your eye and see the dang thing. When you can do that consistently, like I can see how I really want Uncle Renz popcorn to be. I can see the customers coming in and out. Matter of fact, I was at a location that I'm looking at right now. And I stood and I was in that location. Me and Donna was in that location. And I sat there and I can see the people walking in. I can smell the popcorn popping. I can hear the cash register opening and closing. Like everything that happens that is of success in that environment, I can see it, I can feel it, I can hear the conversation. I literally was hearing the conversations that people were having. I can literally see employees, and it wasn't like blank face employees. I can see their eyes, their mouth. I know exactly what they look like. I can see the employees doing the work, and I can see me going from that location to the next location to the next one. Like I lived it, I felt it, I knew what it felt like to have all of that. And I sat there in that location until I was living and breathing it. And so we was in there for like 2 hours. We was in there for almost 2 hours so that I can feel the location and get the right perspective, so that now I have an image, now I have a feeling, now I have the smell, now I was touching the counters, everything that I could feel it. I was living it. And that's the thing. You got to get your image to the point where you are living it. Too many times, y'all, we hear people just telling us, just think it and believe it and then you can achieve it. Yeah, but what is believing? If you can't, in your mind's eye, touch it, feel it, smell it, emotionalize it, you're not believing it. If it's just something you say, you're not in that state of believing, and you got to get there. You got to get there. And then that's when your actions take steps. So the bamboo tree is planted. You plant that seed. You get that seed in your mind of what it is, right? You get that seed in your mind. Exactly. Jerry says she needs some positive talk after the COVID news. Exactly. That's why I can't talk about that. That's why we're doing this, because it's Monday, and this is what we do on Monday. This is what I do on Monday. So once you get the seed in your mind, once you get it planted, once your mind is pregnant with it, it's just like like, you know how like a woman can get pregnant and for months you can't even tell she's pregnant, right? You don't see the manifestation yet, but you got that seed in your mind. That bamboo tree is planted, and you know now that you got to keep watering and you got to keep feeding it and you got to keep everything away from it. And it may not, it's in there. It's doing its work. It's doing its work because you're providing what it needs, right? So get it, once you get it in your mind, the next thing is for you to start doing the work. You see, above ground, you're doing the work to the bamboo tree. You're making sure no other plants start growing that could damage it. Its roots can take over the roots of the bamboo tree. You're making sure it's getting all the fertilizer. You're making sure it's getting the water so it's not going down. And this is every day. So every day, you're going out doing something towards your goal. Whatever it is, it got to be something towards your goal. On the days that I can't get to the gym, then I'm at least going to pop on a YouTube video that's doing yoga, and I'm going to stretch and do the yoga poses. I'm going to do something towards that goal. If I'm going to do some push-ups. I'm going to do some jumping jacks. I'm going to do something, because I can do something everywhere, every day. You can do something towards your goal. I've been calling and emailing and talking to people for wholesaling of Uncle Renz popcorn. Every day you can do something towards your goal, right? When one of my goals was a real estate license, every day I studied. So I'm doing something every day towards my goal so that I can pass this test. And because I am who I am, I'm only going to take this test one time. In my mind I saw me passing it the first time, not the second time, third time. And even though I did see a lady, it took her 13 tries before she passed it. And I was like, all the kudos to her, because she didn't give up. She didn't quit, and you shouldn't quit. I was determined first time for me, first time. And I passed it on the first time. But I did the work that was necessary to pass it on the first time. I knew what the score I need to have, and I saw that score. And I had to work and did what was necessary to get there to pass it the first time. Whatever it is that takes it, your goal is, you got to be willing to do that work. And you got to be willing to do that work and not see any benefit for it. When I do a class on writing a business plan, right? Hold on. Off subject, but how do I order popcorn and purchase the necklace you're wearing? So the popcorn, you can go to the letter U, the letter R, and the word popcorn.com. So if somebody could type that in, the letter U, the letter R, the word popcorn.com this is on the Facebook feed. That's where you can order popcorn. As far as these are Buddhist beads, and then I just tie my ankh to it. And I bought the ankh at an African store in Atlanta. And the Buddhist beads, I bought them on Amazon. But as far as popcorn, Uncle Renz Popcorn. You are the letter U, the letter R, the word popcorn.com. So, made me lose track. But you got to do the work, is what I was saying. You got to do the work in order for it to happen, right? You got to do something every day. Now, let me tell you about when you're doing the work, because some people are just doing work and they think they're doing work. But I was recently researching stem cells, right? And I was going back to when stem cell research was first getting started back in like the 70s, 80s, right? When that time frame. And one of the first discoveries that they realized about stem cells, because you know, when we're in the womb, we are first just a bunch of stem cells. And then each stem cells, the stem cells go off and create your lungs. And then they create your bones, and they create, right? So your stem cells, your body starts with stem cells and creates everything, the different parts. So the question is, how are stem cells that way? How can the same cell go off and create different organs and different things? So that was what the researchers wanted to know. So what they did was they cultured some stem cells, and then they said, okay, they created a saline that mimics mouse blood. They created they created a situation where it was like human blood. It was like human blood, and they created a situation where it was like insects, or something like that. It was another. I can't remember exactly what it was. But what they saw is that the same cultured stem cells. These were the same stem cells from the same culture. Because of the different environments, the stem cells created different stuff. The mouse blood ones started creating things relative to a mouse, genetically coded to a mouse, while the human ones genetically coded to a human, and it was a plant, and then it was an insect, genetically coded to insects or something like that. And so they realized that the stem cells will code themselves based on their environment. And that's the same way we are. We will code ourselves based on our environment. So if you are looking to become, a gentleman on here said that he wants his credit, fixing his credit is his thing, getting his credit better is what he wants to do in the next 12 months. Here's the thing. If you're in an environment that doesn't produce good credit, you're not going to produce good credit. You can sit back, you can imagine it all day, you can see it, you can meditate, you can or you can do the eye meditation like I did before, where you bring it up from your foundation chakra up through all the chakras, and you can do that all day. Have the image in your head. But if you put yourself in environments where your goal cannot manifest, where your goal is something that's actually opposite of your goal, you're going to repeat that. Meaning, if you want to fix your credit, but you hang around people who are always spending their money frivolously, you're not going to fix your credit. You hang around people who are always robbing Peter to pay Paul, and they're making that statement, man, you got to spend your money, you got to go ahead and just have fun, because you only live once. No, you don't live once. You only die once. You live every day. You live every day. You die once. So if you're not in the right environment, if you don't put your financial situation in an environment so that you can have better credit, guess what you're not going to have? Is better credit. So you're going to have that goal, but then next year it's going to be your goal again in 2021. And then it'll be your goal in 2022. It'll be your goal because you haven't put yourself in the right environment in order to manifest it, right? Divine said faith without works is dead. Got to take action and change. And the biggest thing that you have to change is change your environment. Change the people that you're around. Y'all know the saying. If you hang around 9 broke people, you about to be number 10. Y'all know that saying. You've heard that saying. You gonna vibe with your tribe. Not my tribe is gonna vibe with me. You gonna vibe with your tribe. Whomever you choose to be around, that's what you're going to get out of life, right? So you have to choose your environment. Choose the people that you're going to have around you. Choose how you're going to be. And see, that's part of having that image in your mind. Once you get that image in your mind, and then you recognize that you are just like stem cells, you vibrate based on what your environment is, you have to start being what it is that you intend to have. What did you intend to manifest? This is the other part. This is another part of it. You have to start living as if it is already present. Now, I said, when I walked into this location that I'm going to open up Uncle Renz Popcorn in, I sat there, I smelled it, I breathed it, I lived it. I was living it for the moment. And anytime I go into meditation, I can live have all that going on. Now, that's cool. It's in my mind. Now, I'm out here doing what's necessary in order to build the business, to gain the finances, all that kind of thing. Great. But I have to already be the entrepreneur who is running that store, who owns that store. I have to already be the good financial manager. I have to already live my business plan according to what how to build that business. I have to already be it, right? I have to already be in the mode of it. If you're not in the mode of it, it doesn't work for you. You don't manifest it, because if whatever mode you're in, that's the tribe you're attracting. That's the environment you're attracting. There are people who keep having bad relationships. Why? Because they are in a mode where their vibration attracts other people who vibe negatively in a relationship with them. Until you change that, it's not going to happen. I don't want to miss you guys' comments. Let's see, James said, that's like having a package of apple seeds and planting them in unfertilized soil. The seeds are good, but they can't grow. And I can't see the rest of your comment. Oh, they can't grow in that soil. Exactly. They can't. They can't grow in that soil. So you got to make sure your environment, but you got to be the first environment. You have to, I'm going to do a whole video about healing, about self-healing, not to discount all of modern medicine. Like, if you fall off of a building and you get a big gash here, you need to go to surgery. Like, immediately go to surgery. But what I am saying, if you have something chronic, if you have something that's like, something chronic like cancers or diabetes or things like that, this is chronic, arthritis, this is chronic. Your body is designed to heal itself, right? Your body is designed to do that. And mind-body healing, which is kind of crazy because it's called mind-body healing, but it really is getting out of your mind so that you can heal your body, is the ability to be able to see your body in that perfect state of health and see what's need to be done and how things are moved and fixed. What's up, Brandon? That's my brother. To get everything fixed. If you can see it, then your body automatically start recognizing the environment of what it needs to do in order to fix it, right? So like, let's say your spine is smashed together, right? Well, it's supposed to have a little bit of space. So unless you see it, when you can get your mind energy to see it perfectly, align how it's supposed to be, then you'll start changing your diet, you'll start changing everything, you'll change your movement, but your mind energy will start healing your body. Like, this has been seen. It's not something I'm just making up. It's not some woo-woo stuff, right? That's just what's been seen. Tumors have went away. Cancer has went away because of people mind first, and then they change their mental environment, change their body's physical environment, which then their body starts changing, then they change, their life changes, their food intake changes, they start eating a certain way, and everything heals. And of course, Western doctors are like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But there's the part, your mind is very strong. You've been given them one of the most powerful things in the universe, right? So it's up to you. I was diagnosed with sickle cell when I was 18, but then I decided that I wasn't going to have sickle cell. No, I was 16. But I decided that I wasn't going to have sickle cell. And that diagnosis went from 16 to 18. And then once I decided and I started eating a certain way, within 2 years, there was no sickle cell. There was none of that. None, wasn't having it, right? So my body, I don't have sickle cell. I don't have it. I haven't had a diagnosis of that since I was 19. But I had decided what it was going to be and what my body was, and I saw my cells in my body all shaped perfectly, right? So what I'm saying is that you, as far as all manifesting your goals in life, you got to get your mental environment right, your physical body in right, so that when you put your energy out into the field, when you start moving things, you start moving in certain ways, then it brings all of that. It brings what you need in order to grow, what you need in order to, in order to manifest what it is that you desire, right? Cancer Institute website doesn't say go get radiation. It says change your diet and exercise routine. Exactly, radiation fails. People don't realize that 98% of the people who take radiation for cancer wind up dying, right? But it's a great moneymaker. It's a great moneymaker. So change your environment. Now, once you change your environment, here's the next part. And I know some people already are saying, man, this is too much. I just want to, sit back and just meditate, manifest it, everything. Like my boy Brandon is on here. Jay just bought a beautiful home in California. Yeah, I'm telling you business, but you put it on Facebook, so what? But they just bought a brand new home, a beautiful home. Got me a room in it and everything. I appreciate that, Brandon. Got me a room and everything in there. But Do you think that that happened overnight because Brandon and Angela just sitting up there saying, "Ooh, we're gonna get a new house. Oh, we just gonna get a new house. Oh, we just gonna get a new house." You don't think that money had to be saved, that credit had to be fixed, that everything had to be put in a situation where their debt to income ratio was at the right balance? You don't think all that work had to go in there? You don't think a plan was put together in order for that to manifest itself? Of course it had to be. But most people don't want to go through all these steps. They don't want to get it in their mind. They just want to pray about it, shout it, tell other people about it, say it's power of the tongue and be done with it. They don't want to say, okay, let me live it. Let me live it out. Then they don't want to do this part. Then you got to get a plan, right? You got to have a plan of attack. It don't work without a plan of attack, all right? You got to have one. So yesterday, yesterday, because as some of you guys know, I took a job. It's the first job I've had in 17 years. Ooh. In order to manifest me opening up a brand new store, one of the things that I realized is that I needed a stabilizing income over here so that everything I make here can go towards opening a store. Got the real estate license so that everything I make in real estate can go to opening up another store, right? But I got a job to stabilize the household and the life while everything over here is building for opening up another store. So I developed a plan in order to do it, a plan of attack, because I asked myself, this is my goal. And then right below that goal, I wrote down, what things can help me achieve that goal, right? And so I started writing things down. Being able to save all the money I make off Uncle Renz popcorn right now. Being able to get a real estate license and utilizing that money to open up a store. Stabilizing my home with a different income. Go get a job. It's like foreign to me. It's killing me, that fact that I have one, but I went and got one. So the point is, I created a plan. So yesterday, while I'm at this job, and it's a sales job, I had 2 clients, finished with them. And these 2 young ladies, they're 23 years old, just starting their life. And we was having this whole conversation, and they asked me, what I told them, sorry, YouTube messed up for a second, was you got to get a plan of attack. We went through everything that I'm telling you guys right now, very quickly. But I also told them that they got to get a plan of attack. They got to get a way of producing, a way they got to get themselves into a plan, a way that they can make money so that they can become the entrepreneurs that they desire. All right, that they have a job now and they make good money, right? But I gave them a whole plan. And I'm going to give you guys some of that plan that I gave them. We looked at their budget first, and I told them you got to get on a budget. And I looked at their budget and I said, okay, with the way that you guys are living, the one young lady could save $1,000 a month. The other young lady could save $1,500 a month. So based on that, I told them, after all their bills are paid, and I said, okay, this is how much you got left over. Now, with what you have left over, what I need you to do is, this one who can only save $1,000, you can only spend $260. That's 10% of what she made. $260 on fun, entertainment, on play. And this one who made more money, who can save $1,500, you can only spend $330 every month. 10% of what she made. That's all you can spend. Now they live together. They're roommating. Thankfully, they got a place where any one of them individually can pay for the whole thing by themselves. So that's always a great thing. So they have what they can save. Now say, now save the rest. Save the rest. And after a 12-month period, you can take everything that you've saved and you can go and buy 2 duplexes, right? And then when you buy the 2 duplexes, you let those people pay you. They paying you rent. They're paying you money. You're still saving your money. You still save, and you save every dime from them. And then the following 6 months, you buy 2 more duplexes. And then you continue that process over and over and over again. And in 10 years, it's more probable that each one of you will have about 30 different properties that you're making money off of, and you can now decide whether or not you want to keep working or not. Now, through that time frame, you can add a little bit more money to your fund money, but don't add too much. Don't go overboard. I want you to spend at least 2 years of just having fund money based on your job so that you learn how to manage your life through that mechanism right there, that you get into a mode where you don't have to, you figured out how to have fun on this amount of money every month, and keep repeating that process over and over again. Keep doing that until it's ingrained in you. It becomes habit. It becomes your hypnotic rhythm. And then just keep building houses. Keep opening, keep building more and more. And in 10 years, 10 years, you can have up to 30 houses. It's not impossible. It's not implausible. You can probably have more than that in 10 years, right? Depending on how aggressive they decide that they want to be. Depending on what kind of mentorship they have. What I'm telling you guys is that, yes, some people right now are going to say, well, they were 23, they don't have like that. Well, understand this. You guys can as well. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're 30. It doesn't matter if you're 40. It doesn't matter if you're 50 or 60. Until breath leaves your body, until you are done with this existence, you have time. Colonel Sanders was 62 when he first got started. Why are you guys complaining? It's like I'm getting every phone call on the YouTube screen. Most people who make it big in their life, most of them on average they didn't start till they was 50. They didn't start till they was 50 years old. So it's never too late. Many people will say that it's too late, I'm too old, I got too many responsibilities, I got kids in college. Or the worst one is, man, I'm 50 years old, I just want to relax and have fun. I don't want to start all that. I don't want to. Look, you 50. On average, if you're living in America, on average, you got another 40, 50 years left, right? At least 30. If you're 50, you at least got 30 years left. Why is it too late? Why is it too late for you to get started? It's not too late. If you're saying it's too late, then it's just like the man who says he can and the man who says he can't. They're both all right. If you say it's too late, then it's too late. But if you say it's not too late, if you say that, okay, right now is the perfect time. Because for me, right now is the perfect time. My youngest is 18. I got a 24-year-old, a 20-year-old, and an 18-year-old. My youngest is 18. My fiance, her youngest is 22. Got 27-year-old, 22-year-old. It's perfect time. Perfect time. And although, we have a 10-year-old, her nephew, but he's one kid. Perfect time. Perfect time. So whatever your situation is, your situation right now is the perfect time for you to go and get started, for you to build a plan, for you to take the next 30 days. The next 30 days, and whatever your goal is, take at least 10, 15 minutes and try to sit there and have at least 3 minutes where you see your goal in total perfection. And then you see it in such perfection that you can smell it, you can feel it, you can touch it, you're living it. And then after that, look at your schedule, track your day, see where you're spending your time, how you're spending your time. Make sure that you are doing something towards that goal every day. Even if it's something minute, if it's one dang on phone call, make at least one phone call towards your goal. Or if it's a fitness goal, eat at least one healthy meal. Do something every day towards your goal physically, but have a plan of attack so that your environment fits your goal. Get a plan of attack. Write down everything you can think of that'll help you achieve that goal. And keep that on a board where you can see it. Write it in a book that goes with you everywhere you go, on a little pamphlet or something, a little pocket pamphlet, that it goes with you so you can see it and you can check it every day. Look at it every day. Look at it every day throughout the day. Oh, you're starting to feel down about your goal? Pull it out. Oh yeah, you know what? In order to achieve my goals, that I'm gonna look. I'm gonna go get my business license so I can go to the America's Mart and I can buy things on wholesale, right? And then I can sell those things. Oh, I did those things. I went and got the license. I went and joined the America's Mart. Now I can go in there and I can shop for things on wholesale. All right. Now I see that they're having a gift mart show next month. Let me make sure I go to the gift mart show so I can make some contacts and get to know some people and see how I can grow and sort of thing. You got to do those kind of things daily to make sure that you're moving in the right direction. That's a daily thing. And then if anybody negative comes around you, anybody who's not supportive, then, you know, you got to remove them out of your life. You know, you got to get rid of them. Hold on, I'm still listening. I just see some persons. You got to keep that going. I'm waiting on somebody, so, you know, I'm looking. I got to look. But you got to keep that going. You got to keep your mind in that mode constantly. You got to keep your daily activity in that mode constantly. You can't let other people come into your life who are going to disrupt it. If somebody, look, some people think I'm mean. Some people think I'm wrong. Because I easily say that family ain't blood. Family is the relationship that we have between us, right? And I don't care what people say or think about it. Me and my son had an issue recently. I was ready to tell that joker, kick rocks until you ready to respect me properly. You can go somewhere with your little raggedy self. And that's pretty much exactly what I told him, right? But much, much longer and much, much harsher. He came around and realized, because he knows, I don't care nothing about blood. Family is how you treat each other. Now, I will break my back for my family, but not if you treat me like crap. I know one of my family members is on here right now anyway, but I don't play that game. I don't care. I got people who are not blood related, but I trust them more than I trust most people in this world. But I will remove, my point is, I will remove anybody out of my life who is not for me. I don't care who you are. You, mother, father, brother, sister, cousin, niece, nephew, daughter, grandmama, son. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. How you treat me is the only thing that matters. Because if I'm giving to you, if I'm treating you with respect, but you can't kick it back, nah, I'm not dealing with it. And you shouldn't. You got to be that help. You got to be that. You may call it selfish, but you got to be that way towards people who are trying to who come into your life, but they're not treating you right. People who are supposed to be your family, but they don't treat you like family. People who are supposed to be your family, but they treat their friends better than they treat you. Right? Walk away from that. Because your body will be in that environment, and although you may hate it, all you're going to do is produce stress and produce sickness and produce mental stress and mental sickness, and then your goals will not happen. You will go to church every Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is you go. You will go there and you will feel great because that pastor, that imam, that priest is going to give you that message, and you're going to be loving it, and you're going to be sounding good, and you're going to be hyped, you're going to be filled with the Spirit. And then you're going to see those people, you're going to go about your life, you're going to bring on those stresses, and ain't nothing going to happen. You're not going to manifest one jack thing. And then you're going to listen to some videos, and you're going to be hyped every morning because you listen to those videos, and you should start your day out with a great meditation, with a great listening to things that motivate you, that builds you. Then you go throughout your day, you're arguing at people as you drive down the street, you're mad at the person who cut you off, you see the people at work that you can't stand, or you hang around the people at work who are always talking negative, and then your whole day is jacked up. And by the time you get home, you're mentally, emotionally, and spiritually tired, and so you don't do anything towards your goal, because now I just want to relax, because you're not allowed yourself to get stressed out all throughout the day. You allow people to steal your energy. The little energy vampires have been around you all day. You've been in a toxic environment the whole day. And so when you get home, you just want to relax. But then sometimes you get home and your home is toxic. Your home is toxic. Your kids crazy. Your husband crazy. Your wife crazy. Everybody's throwing up chaos all around you at home. And you just sitting there. And so the only thing you want to do is go to sleep. Right? You just go to sleep. Right? And so you do. You go to sleep. And then you say, okay, tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it the next day. I'm gonna do it the next day. And the next thing you know, it never happens. It never happens. So here it is, guys. Water that bamboo tree of that seed of that goal that's in your mind. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Keep on weeding, keep on feeding it. When it does sprout, when it does break ground, it's gonna grow tremendously. Like I said, you have to weed and feed a bamboo tree for 5 years before it breaks ground. And once it breaks ground, in 6 weeks, it grows 90 feet. Your goals can manifest exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. You just have to be so dedicated to it and have so much patience and check your environment and keep working your plan and don't give two rats asses about what other people say. And then it will, when it does break ground, it'll blow up. It'll blow up. I ain't saying it's gonna happen in 2020 that it blows up. I'm saying it's gonna blow up whenever it's supposed to. Whenever it's supposed to. And the last thing I'm gonna say is, as a owner of Uncle Renz Popcorn, when I put popcorn seed in the popper, the oil is at the same temperature. The heat is the heat. The seeds are all the seeds, and I put them all in at the same time. But they all don't pop at the same time. They all pop different time frames. That's why I go pop, 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 pop. 2 minutes of popping. Some pop early, some pop in the middle, some pop late. Some don't ever pop or they half pop. But don't expect yours to be the same as everybody else's. Don't expect your goals to manifest just, they got a health goal, both of y'all got a health goal, theirs hit faster, their seed just pop faster. Their business pop faster, their business just pop faster. They got a husband or wife faster, they just got a husband or wife faster. Stay in your environment that is dedicated and created for your seed to pop, for your seed to grow, and it will happen as long as you stay dedicated towards it and you keep your environment and you keep it in an environment where it can. So y'all have a great day. Remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. And I plan on doing a lot more lives. All right, thank you, Deborah. For anybody who's just not clicked on, you have to start back over at the beginning. Later.